Hello, this is Doug Jenkins from Firestorm. Today we begin our series on cybersecurity best practices. Implementing these best practices across your organization can help you be more prepared, more secure in today's cyber threat environment. Our first installment is password policy and management. Let's get started. We'll begin each part of the series with an outline. I'll put the outline in the description below. You see it's numbered because this is the first, and our first goal for you is maintain a current managed password policy. NIST is the National Institute of Science and Technology. Back in 2002, they created a password policy that said 8 characters, lots of random characters like hash marks and exclamation points, and also change it frequently, every 3 months, every quarter, every 6 months. And then in 2017, they turned that upside down. They said, really, it's got to be a lot longer. Use long passphrases, not 8 characters. Maybe look at something long like 15, and don't change them all the time, because human nature is to put a 1 and then a 2 and then a 3 at the end if you're changing it that frequently. So don't change them unless they are compromised. The NIST publication that explains their password recommendations is 79 pages long. That's why I'm going to try and distill it down to the 8 points I made in that outline a moment ago. NIST special publication 800-63, I'll link, and I'm going to try and sum that up here, though, and distill the points. The first is password length is more important than password complexity. I'll restart this little video from Intel, but you can see a 4-character password takes a certain amount of time, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think I'm counting right, 10, something like that. And once you get into the teens, a brute force attack where a computer just tries everything takes so many years that it's not crackable. So password length, more important than password complexity. Long passphrases is a recommendation now. Also, some passwords have been cracked already. Somebody might have used that password for another account, and then it was hacked. That account was hacked, or that company, all the different companies that have gotten hacked over time and the passwords are revealed, those end up on the dark web. And so the second recommendation is screen new passwords against known lists of compromised passwords, and you can use password monitors to do that. Google has a password monitor. I mean, if you have a password monitor built into the software you're using, that's really helpful. I also will link this. It gives a number of password monitors that you could use. Next, the pasting of passwords should be allowed. I have up here, this is number 3, I have here a little Bitwarden password vault. LastPass, password vault. There are a lot of those password vaults, but that allows me to paste a password into a login, and that's NIST's third recommendation. If you develop technology, allow that pasting of a password, because then people can use things like online password vaults. Fourth recommendation, enable show password. That's a little eyeball that comes up right in the password field where you can click it and see, did I get that right? Am I putting in the right one? So that's their fourth recommendation, is the eyeball. Let people see the password they're putting in. Next, number of attempts. Their fifth recommendation is to limit the number of failed password attempts. What that does is that stops some of this brute force attacking or people trying to guess. And if you were to limit it to, say, 5 tries or 10 tries, or that's sort of a policy decision you need to make within your organization. But by limiting it, it stops people guessing cold, or it stops those computer programs from guessing and guessing and guessing. And I'll include a link for how to do that in Windows 10, but it's easily Googled for other systems. Next, implement two-factor authentication. So that's their 6th recommendation. Use two-factor wherever you can. And we know that Microsoft and Apple and Google, I'm using those because those are the big 3 in my life, but I think they are in a lot of other people's lives too. They do have two-factor, that they make that easy to access, but the recommendation says use it wherever available. So go down to that next level and use it on your password vault. Use it at your bank. I know that your bank's probably asking you to use it already. Use that wherever you can. That's their 6th recommendation. 7th, only change a password if it's been compromised. You could use the how to tell if you're, password monitor software. I'll jump back to that tab. You could use that to see if it's been compromised, but they're saying don't have people change them all the time because of what I talked about before. Human nature is to just simply add something to the end. So only change a password if it's known to be compromised is their number 7 on our outline. Last, number 8, salting. This is the most technical one, and it just for everyone's awareness, but then for techs in an organization to have a target to shoot for, they're saying salt and hash passwords. So don't have passwords move around in your organization as free text. We can all understand that. If a password goes across your network and it's the exact password going across your network, that's dangerous because somebody could implement that. Could intercept. There I go. Somebody could intercept that traffic. So instead, hash, meaning use an algorithm to turn that into some characters that both ends know the algorithm, and also salt, you put some random characters in there too. I have a Windows link here and a Red Hat link I'll share about salting and hashing within your directory services. Back to the 8 points. If your organization implements these 8 points, use them as a checklist, you're going to be so much better off out in the cyber threat world. Some of them are policy, some of them are technical. Use them as a checklist, get them checked off. Thanks for watching.